we're excited to announce the arrival of the APA 7th edition to PERRLA Online. Now, you can create perfectly formatted 7th edition APA papers in both PERRLA Online and our PERRLA for Word add-in. Now, there are 3 major changes for APA 7th edition papers you'll need to know about. First, we've added paper types so that you can create discussion posts, student papers, and professional papers. Second, we've improved the interface, making it consistent with our PERRLA for Word add-in. And third, we've made it incredibly fast and easy to create references. Seriously, you need to stick around because this new feature is shockingly cool. Let's take a look at each of these in a little more detail. The APA 7th edition added 2 variations of the standard research paper, student research papers and professional research papers, and you can now create both of these types in PERRLA Online. We've also added the ability for you to create discussion posts in APA 7th edition as well. Now you can select the paper type when you create a new APA 7th edition paper using the tabs across the top of the Create window. Both student and professional research papers include a title page, body pages, and a references page. Professional papers also include an abstract by default. Discussion posts only include the body and the references on a single page. That way it's easy to copy and paste it into your class forums. Now there are a few other minor differences between these paper types, and don't worry, we handle them all for you as always. But you can learn more about each of these differences in the PERRLA Help Center. Now the next major change is inside the editor itself. We've updated the interface so it's easier to navigate, takes up less space, and is consistent with our PERRLA for Word add-in. The new ribbon across the top of the paper editor contains icons for the ways that you interact with your paper. Each of the icons opens a corresponding side panel in the editor. There are icons for the title page, abstract, table of contents, references and citations, text and heading styles, figures, and tables. In addition to these, you can also open the Help Center in a new tab or manually adjust your text if the text and heading styles doesn't contain what you're looking for. Now we still have a menu bar across the top with access to a number of the smaller features like page count, special characters, and reference annotations. However, we've added the ability to download or print your paper directly from inside the editor itself in the File menu option. You can still download and print your paper from the Export Print tab as well, and we've made the options there less confusing. Now, whatever you see in the editor is what you'll get in your final paper. Like before, you can still download your paper and keep working on it with our new PERRLA for Word add-in. With this update for APA 7th edition, PERRLA Online and PERRLA for Word now use the same interface and layout in both places. Okay, now for the feature we are the most excited about. References and citations. To start off, you can reuse references that you've created for your APA 6th edition papers. And as you add these older references to your new APA 7th edition papers, we'll walk you through the conversion process, which is really just making sure the information is filled in correctly in the form. As you do that, you may notice that we've completely rebuilt the reference engine for the APA 7th edition to be much faster and simpler. Now, you just enter whatever data you can find for your reference, and PERRLA will format it correctly, no matter how much or little information you provide. Now, the most commonly used data fields for each reference type are marked in a blue outline, so you'll know which fields are the most important, and therefore the ones you should try to fill in. Now, all of this is great, and we're really proud of it, but typing all of the reference data manually can be tedious. So we're incredibly excited to announce that with the APA 7th edition papers, you can now create references for books, journal articles, and websites by doing an online search from within our software. When you start to create a reference, instead of choosing a reference type to begin manual data entry, you can now search for your reference using a DOI, an ISBN, a URL, or the author's name and title. PERRLA will search and collect as much information for that reference as we can, and then we'll display a list of the references we found that match your search. You just choose the one you want, and we'll enter its information into the reference form for you. If you search with a unique identifier that can only represent one reference, like a DOI, ISBN, or a URL, we'll take you directly into the reference form with the data we found. On the pre-filled reference form, you can edit or tweak the reference data as needed. You'll be able to see a live preview of your reference at the bottom of the form. The ability to search for books, journals, and websites using a DOI, ISBN URL, or author and title information, and then have PERRLA pre-fill the reference form is a real game changer. It literally makes creating references as fast as humanly possible. Okay, there's one final cool feature that we want to throw in here before we let you dive in. APA 7th edition papers now have the ability to customize their citations. When creating a citation, you can choose the parts of the citation you want to include. For example, if the author's name is already in the sentence you're citing, just uncheck contributor's name, and we'll leave it out of the citation. As before, you can always edit your citations or adjust the components of the citation at any point. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in, but remember, these changes only affect APA 7th edition papers, not your existing APA 6th edition papers or MLA 8 papers. Should you need help, we've added a number of articles and videos to our Help Center at www.perrla.com/help. For even more help, our support team is standing by 7 days a week. You can reach them via email at support@perrla.com. Thanks so much for watching, and good writing.